Okay, let's start modeling this character. So this is called polymodeling, and also sometimes referred to as box modeling. Now, there's no rules to follow. It's kind of sort of, you need to just get used to it, to go with the flow, and basically refine shape until you get to where you want. There's loads of different ways you can approach something. Everybody's got different styles. So I'm going to try and show you some of the tools as we go along that be useful, from slide edge tools, vertices and welding and all those sorts of things. But I'm also going to show you how to set up a special modeling material, which is like an X-ray material that we can use, that we can switch back and forth. Also, with this character, I am going to model the torso inside separately, because there's a lot of tutorials that would show you just to model the trousers and the t-shirt, and not model the body inside. Well, that's great, but if you want to change the clothes, you're a bit stuck there. So the way we're going to do this, we can do this properly, so that we can model shorts, change the t-shirts, those sorts of things. So he's going to have a separate torso to his clothes inside, which is going to be a lot more versatile for a character for animation later. So let's get cracking, and let's start off with a into the view, and start off with a box model, obviously with a box. Now make sure you go up to your modeling menu, your drop down menu here, and you're under modeling, and in your shelf you've got poly modeling viewed, because this will give you all our tools that we're going to use. So just click on the cube and you'll see a cube appear. Here it is in the front view. We're going to be swapping back and forth to different views as we go, sort of front and back to perspective. So let's drag this up into shape, and you can go over to here, and we can you can change the size of the cube here, or you can literally hit the R key and scale up to where we want, and then reshape. So let's get going. So what we're going to do is refine the shape and just build it in bit by bit as we go. We want to change the subdivision, so what we're going to do is we're going to work mirrored. I'm going to show you two different methods of this as well. So first of all, let's go to our subdivisions width and change this to 2, and we can change the height to, say, maybe 2 or 3. So you can add these in, or you can use the multi-cut tool up here, which is what we're going to be doing as well as we go along, and then we're going to start reshaping. So we've got our cube. You can see it in the perspective view, and the front view and the side view here. So what we do is we right click, go to vertices, and to be able to drag out and start to reshape. So we're going to drag this one up, and just start basically just reshaping. And what you'll notice, if I move this, the other side doesn't move. So what you can do is hold down the W key and click and go to symmetrize. And what will that do? That will move everything in symmetry. And I'm going to show you another way in a minute, which is more advantageous as well. So everything I move now will happen on the character on the mirrored side. I'm going to go into the side view. I'm going to go back to the polycube and add a depth in, and you'll notice what it does here. See, this is what we've done, is it's got history on it. So if I now because I've already moved some of the vertices in place, when you add the subdivision depths in, it sort of deforms it. So I want to show you all these things you'll watch out for, because you might sort of put subdivisions in, move things around, add some more, and then think, oh hell, my model's collapsed. Well, that's just the way it works. So instead now of using the subdivision depth, we would just add our own in. So in the multi-cut tool, bring it up, click on your multi-cut tool here, and all you need to do is roll over and hold control, and you can simply add the loops in wherever you want. So I'm going to add one in here, and I'm going to hit my 4 key to go into wireframe, and I'm going to go to my vertices. I'm going to select, and we're going to just start reshaping. Just bring things down. These ones go in front here, move this out, and as you notice, I'm marquee selecting as well. So as I'm marquee selecting, I'm selecting the whole row. You can see that here. Now if I just selected, if I go back to vertices and I just select 1, you'll notice it only selects 1 vertex. Now if I move that in and out, you're not catching the middle, but if I marquee select, see this? I'm catching the whole row. So this is the way we work. Let's just start shaping this. I'm jumping back into views, And again, this is a permanent, a continuous process. Let's just quickly reshape this, go to our side view. And what you can do is, when you go, what I'm doing is right click and go to object mode to go out. And what it does, if you hit the 3 key, you get a little representation of what it looks like when it's smooth. You can also work like this, so sometimes I work back and forth and then hit the 1 key to go back. There is an option as well, 2 in the middle, which gives you both. So it will give you your low res mesh cage and your smooth cage. I tend to only work in 1 and 3 though, especially in these early stages. That looks good. I'm going to also, let's see. So now what we could do, there's a few different options. We could add an extra edge loop in here, like this, on both sides, or we can, there's another option as well. I'm going to try and show you as many options as I can, so you've got all the tools under your belt that you need. If you right click or go up to mesh, smooth, it will add lots of geometry in for you already, which is quite useful. Sometimes it can be a bit too much, you might not need that. For instance, I think it's added too much in this side for now, so let's go back. Let's add in an edge loop here. And what I'm doing, holding down shift as well, you get sort of snapping, and that's all down to, if I double click on the multi-cut tool, all down to your, sorry, just double click here, all down to your snap settings in here. If you set this to 50%, and now if I hold down shift, it will only go exactly 50% in between, and this is really useful. I've got another video on this as well, but it's really useful to be able to change these snap settings whenever you want. So again, I'm going, hitting my W key to go back to transform tool. I'm going to start bringing some of these forward, back, sorry, to add some curvature, as you can see here. Let's see, move this back a little bit. Let's select all of these ones and move them forward, just about to start a bit of curvature, and then you can see from the top, and we're just generally getting this little shape going now. Let's move the front ones, as you can see, there's a side there. Let's move this down a little bit. And eventually you'll sort of really speed up on this as well. I'm trying to go slow enough so you can see what I'm doing, and I will speed up as we go through. Hit the 3 key, and as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of his torso shape here. You can see it in this view here as well. We're starting to get this little shape. I hit 1 and 3 again. There we go. So now what I want to do is I want to let's extrude out some sort of legs. So I'm going to add another edge loop in the bottom to give us a bit more geometry here along the bottom here. I'm going to hit 3 key as well, and you can see the way this works. The way this works is if we go to edge here, you can work in either vertices, you can work in edge. And if I double click, you get the whole edge loop. If I just click 1, you just get this. If I double click again, you get the whole edge loop. As you can see, the way this works is the further away it is, the more of a curve you'll get. So if we delete this, if I right click, delete edge, and go to 3, you've got this nice curve in here. If I add in an edge loop, say up here, you're not going to get much of a curve. If I add it down here, you're going to get more of a crease. So this is the way it works. You'll just get used to that as you go along. So let's look at where we can extrude these legs from. So let's say we want to get his torso coming down here, and we also want a bit of a gap for his legs. So I'm going to add another edge loop in here because we obviously need a gap in between his legs. And let's see, let's just get some shapes going. So I'm going to go to faces, select multiple faces. I'm going to select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. And be careful what you select here. You see I've accidentally selected others. Deselect those. What you do is hold down the control key and drag, and you'll deselect. If you hold shift, you'll add to the selection. So we've got those. And now we want to extrude these out. So you can either hit this little key here, and it comes up with this arrow, and then you can move down. There's other options as well. I'm going to undo that again, and I'm going to show you all the options. When you're on your transform tool, which is your W key, you've got the option to hover over, hold it down the shift key, and it brings up this tiny little text that says extrude. That's another way of doing it. I'm going to undo that. And another thing is there's a hotkey set on mesh extrude, which is Control E. So if I hit Control E, it's now extruded. And as you can see, you've got the arrow here. And we're just going to move them down. Let's go into our front view. Go into wireframe, hit 4. And I'm going to just drag them all the way down to the bottom of his feet. I'm going to hit the R key and I'm going to scale them all. And there we go. You see you've got your sort of basic shape. Now we're going to add some more edge loops. Let's look at the side. We need to add it, obviously create some shape here. We're going to add in a bit of his bottom and his front and everything, and we need to make them go inside the clothes as well. So let's add in a couple edge loops. We're going to add one here, one here. We need a couple for the knee. We'll refine that more later. Let's just keep that for now. Okay, it's a case of refine, 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 and you don't have to scale uniformly as well. So if I just quickly show you this, as well as if I use the yellow one, it scales uniformly, but you can also just do it in one direction. So if I look from the side, just one direction, hit the W key to move, and select all these vertices. I'm going to get both views up so I can see both. And I'm going to scale in this way. Have a look from the front view as well, see how that's looking. Yep, good. Scale in from here. I'm going to move. And as you can see, we're slowly refining the shape. And now I'm going to select these verts at the back here. You can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep all the views open so you can see where I'm going, because it's good to be able to watch both views at once. I'm going to move those in a little bit. I'm going to select more, move in. Great. I'm going to add another edge loop here. And I'm going to, have a look in the front view. Let's move these over. Start refining from the front. Now, because we're building the torso and it's going inside the clothes, we don't want them to be on the edge of the clothes because they're going to poke through. So he's going to have sort of skinnier legs inside his clothes. Again, we can keep refining this. Move these in. Scale down. This is all sort of rough blocking in at the moment. Let's see, I'm going to move this down here. And there we go. So let's have a little look at this. I'm going to select off. And there you go. Looks a bit like a tooth at the moment, but obviously we're going to keep refining the shape. So it's very flat in the middle at the moment. So we want to add some curvature. So we're going to select these edges. Again, you can hold down Shift and go select, 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 or you can do this. If you double click, it will click a whole edge row, but sometimes that might go too far. So you can also do this. You can, let me just turn off the grid a minute, it's getting in my way. There's a little icon here. Click this. You can hold down the first one, go to the end and double click, and it will select from point A to point B. It's really useful. And I'm going to move this over. I'm going to move this back, and we're going to start adding some curvature in. Double click again, move in, and now I'm going to go to face. I'm going to select these two, and I'm going to move them in. See what I'm doing? I'm sort of slowly adding some curvature to this. And it really is just a case of just trying it, practice. right click, object mode. Let's just have a look at this now. Hit the 3 key and it's got a lot more sort of roundness to it. Let's check it in the other view. I'm going to hit 5 to go back to shaded view. Spacebar again. Let's have a look in the side view. 5 to go back to shaded view, and it's starting to take shape there. So let's let me save. Obviously, a big no-no is not saving as you go along. So let's just save this as in, I like to save in versions. Believe me, there will come a time if you do not save regularly, you will lose your work. Every artist goes through it. Let's save. Okay, so now's a good time to show you this special modeling material method. As you see at the moment, we're working and we've only got shaded or wireframe, and sometimes it's a bit hard to see. Sometimes you you wish you could see sort of part way through it, and this is possible. So this is a good tip for modeling. What we're going to do is we're going to create our own special modeling material, and we're going to control the amount of opacity. Open up your Hypershade here. Click this option over here and it will open up your Hypershade. It's come onto my other window, so I'm just going to scale it down to try and fit it all on for you guys. What we're going to do is create a brand new material. I'm going to go to the Maya materials and create a new, let me just open this up a bit, a new blend. Let's name this modeling material or something like this. Okay, and you can color it however you want, but I'm just going to leave it grey for now. This is going to be our new modeling material. So what we're going to do is we're now going to apply this to our geometry. You can either click it and then right click and assign material as a viewport selection and it adds it, or you can middle mouse drag and drag it on. So now it's got our material. As you can see from here, and what I want to do is have it so that we can see through it. So what we can do is we can change the transparency of this material, and you will let me just go to textured view and transparency. Let's see what's going on here. Let me just check it's applied. There we go. So as you can see, as I change the transparency, it sort of goes see-through, and this is much better for modeling sometimes. Now there might be a case where we want to switch between the two. So here's where the clever tip comes in. What we're going to do is on our timeline, you've got this is where you can add your keys. So what we're going to do is on frame 1, we're going to animate the amount of transparency. So it's going to be say fully solid. So right click over the transparency and click set key. And what we've done is we've keyed the amount of transparency. We're going to go to frame 2 and we're going to up the amount of transparency. And you can have multiple levels. So we can say let's set this to say 75% and set a key. Now if you look down in my timeline here, let's go to a perspective view. If you have a look at my timeline here, I'm going to just go back. Frame 1 solid, frame 2 sort of 60-70% transparency, and you can add as many of these as you want. It's really good. So let's go to frame 3 and take the transparency down even more to say right down here and click set key. And I'm going to move this over here out the way now. So what you've got here now, let me just turn my grid back on, and I'm also going to hit Alt B. Alt B is a good way of changing your background color. I like to work in grey, but I just want to show you this. It's Alt and B. And so now what you've got is you've got your modeling material. You can select it, and you can still see the cage, and you can, let me just select off that a minute, and now we've got different values of transparency we can model with. How good is that? And then you can go up to this button here and click wireframe on shaded, and now you get your wireframe display over the shaded, and it still works with the transparency. So now if we go back to the front view and turn on, again, this is per viewport, so I've turned on wireframe unshaded in the perspective, but not this one. So we go, we turn it on, and we say, okay, I might want to work in solid to see how it's going. Just go back to 1, or I might want to just quickly see just part way through it, or all the way through it. And as you can see, this is a lot better than wireframe. If I hit the 4 key and go to wireframe, it's sometimes very hard to see what you're doing. So hit the 5 key to go back. There you go. Great tip for modelers. So let's continue where we left off. We're just going to build a basic torso, drag out some arms. We're going to do the hands separately, and then refine, and then do the clothes and the head and everything separately. I'm going to break this down. So let's carry on. So arms, I'm going to change my modeling to 50% as I want. I'm going to go up to here, and we're going to extrude some arms out. So we want this to come from the top. So let's go face select. Sorry, face. Go into this view. Let's see, the arms are going to come out from there. Yep, that is a good point. So again, either hit your extrude or hit Control E, whichever way you want to do it. And we're going to move. And you can also use these, which is your translate it gives you. I'm just going to move it directly out. And I'm also going to, that's the amount extruded. If I hit the W key, I'm now going to be in world space. So now I can just move it out. Let's have a look in the front view. I'm going to move out to the wrist. I'm going to scale down. Also, if you've got your the end of it angled or something like this, a little tip, you can hit the R key and scale just in one direction, and it will flatten it for you. Looks good. Let's add some edge loops in here, and let's double click the edge loop there. I'm going into edge mode, and we can work in both again. Just going to scale these down. Again, it's like whatever way you want to work. You might want to work in vertices. You might want to, you know, I'm switching between all of it to try and give you a much better idea of the possibilities. Again, we're not doing the t-shirt at the moment. We're doing the body inside. So. Let's hit the 3 key to get sort of, yeah, that looks really good. I'm going to go back to solid here. Okay, definitely needs some thickening up, doesn't it? So let's go back here, add in some more edge loops. We're going to add in get his elbow and stuff in when we refine it a bit more, and obviously let's add one here because we want a bit of a forearm. So let's start reshaping this. And we'll get a bit of an elbow coming out here. That's good. Let's add in a center edge loop so we can get a bit of curvature going. So I've added in another edge loop here. And I'm also going to go right the way across. So I'm going to, using my multi-cut tool right the way across, so we can start getting a bit of curvature in. So let's double click here, move this up. I'm going to move this out. And as you can see, I'm just reshaping, getting some nice form in the arm. Move this back so he's got a bit of a tricep. I mean, it's only a cartoon character, but nice to have a bit of decent shape in there. Let's see what that looks like. There you go, much better. Have a little look at the legs again. have a look in all our views. Going to go back to, and use our X-ray shader here. Don't want his arm to be that thick there. Move the shoulders in. It's okay. So as you can see, it's a case of just refining as we go. You know, polymodeling can be a slow process, but once you get used to it, it does speed up. Let's move this along so it's sort of better position for his elbow. Let's have a look at these legs. He's going to need a better knee in there. I'm going to go up a level of X-ray so I can see a bit more of my image behind. I'm going to add another edge loop in the bottom so we get more of a... Let's start putting in something for a bit of a knee. And something else I use a lot as well, I'll show you this now while we're here actually. At the moment, if I select these vertices and move them, they're just moving those ones. Sometimes there comes a point, especially when you get, as we refine the mesh and get a bit more dense, that you might want to have transform some of the other vertices, but with a sort of soft selection, so it's sort of gradiated off. Well, Maya has that. You just hit the B key, and you can see you get this soft selection. But at the moment, it's set too big, so you hold the B key, and you middle mouse drag. And you see how the strength, so whatever's bright yellow is really affected, and then red affected more. So now if I select sort of here, and now as you can see I've got this lovely little soft selection here. So I use this a lot, but I tend to use it more when we've refined our mesh a bit more. I'm going to move these up because we're going to get another, his clothes is going to go over that bit there. And there we go. We have our basic torso. You can keep tweaking, you know, on and on and on. It really is endless like that, but you just do have to learn when to just move on. But let's have a look at this now. Let's go take our timeline back to solid. There we go. Great. I hope that was helpful. So that is how we model the basic torso. And obviously now we're going to refine it. We're going to put little feet on. I'm going to go over doing the hands separately because it takes a bit more work, the hands. Let me just quickly put in some feet while we're here actually, because the feet are not going to be detailed because they're going to be, I'm going to turn off soft selection, they're going to be hidden by the shoes basically. So let me just quickly put something in. So if we select, let's say these front, I'm going to select that one as well, we can always change it. And I'm going to do a quick extrude, which is going to go outwards. I'm hitting the W key now, so I've extruded, but I'm going to hit the W key to go out. I'm going to angle those down, scale them in. It's very quick and easy just to add those in, because they're going to be hidden. Let's have a look. They're going to be hidden inside his shoe. As you can see, I haven't gone down far enough, so let's just select all these vertices, move them down. There you go. So this foot's going to be hidden inside his shoe, but it does give you more of more of an option to change the shoes and things later. So it doesn't have to be too detailed, this one. Let's add another little edge loop in here, so that and one around the ankle, because at the moment it's a real sharp curve there. So real non-steep curve. So I'm adding in another edge loop lower down, so we get bend around the ankles. There we go. That was a real quick. A quick fix, not a fix, a quick build of his little feet that are going to be hidden away. There we go. I hope that helped. So let's move on to video 3 now. So where we're going to refine his body and then build his hands, and then we're going to move on to his head. The head tends to be the most difficult part, the bit that people find the most trouble with. But we're going to tackle it separately and then attach it to the head. So let's move on, and I will see you in the next video, video 3. Thanks very much.